W-T-L.
It's time!
W-T-L.
I think we got a show. Oh, yeah, we got a show.
W-T-L.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. That's Where's the Line, Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Klassen, joined by
Jabron.
the Parlay Pounder.
You got it. We're back.
And we also got another guest.
Yes.
We had to bring back.
We had to.
Jeremy Odem.
Oh, thank you for having me back.
Yes,
Jeremy,
sir.
Of the right way, not the wrong way.
The right
The right way. TWSN.
There you go.
Network. You do a whole host of things, though. You also doing some stand-up.
Absolutely. Stand-up comedy, which you can see me at the Funny Bone, Omaha, November 30th.
Woo! Write it down, folks.
We'll be there.
Write that down. That sounds good. And you also launched a new podcast. I listened to a couple of them. Just
Yes.
Laugh, right?
Yep, Laugh With Me.
Laugh With Me.
A podcast with Jeremy Odem. Yep, it's out now. It's on Spotify, and it'll be on Apple Music here very shortly.
There we go.
Very cool.
I got a kick. I listened to that first one. You're talking about Tiff from Fox News. That's entertaining, folks. You got to check this stuff out. You got to check this stuff out.
Yes, sir.
But we're here to talk sports betting.
No doubt.
So we got to start with Thursday night.
Woo.
It's right around the corner here. 7:15 kickoff on Amazon. Everyone knows that now. We know about Amazon now. You got to get that streaming service. The Giants are heading on over to San Francisco. Doesn't always work out for these East Coast teams going out to the West Coast. And the point spread kind of reflects that. San Francisco, a 10-point favorite, total of 44. Jabron, how are you measuring this one up?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, before the season started, everybody could look at this and say these were two playoff teams from last year. Stars across the board: Saquon Barkley, Danny Jones versus Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey. Kind of that kind of thing. But the Giants just barely squeaked by the Arizona Cardinals, probably the worst team in all of football without Kyler Murray. Yep. And just squeaked by, and the San Francisco 49ers are the best team in the NFL. I don't care what anybody says to me. I believe they are the best team, especially in the NFC right now, and it's a well-oiled machine right now. The 10 points isn't enough. If you can get it at 10 right now, jump on it. These guys are winning by 17 points easily. Yeah,
this line's been on the move ever since it opened up, and then now it's up to 10. What's interesting is the total has gone down. It's all the way down to 44. Let's see, it opened up at a 43.5. Up and down, that type of deal. Jeremy, where are you at with this one?
Well, I think the total's coming down because the running game is going to be the most prominent feature in this game. McCaffrey, obviously, leads the NFL in rushing with 134 yards. His over and under I've seen is at 84.5.
Yeah,
so
that's a big one.
That might be a special one.
Do they pull him before he gets there, though?
Right. Right.
I don't know. Jeremy, I'm going to work one in on you here. San Francisco, they're pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
they're pretty good. Got it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But that Giants D, they are averaging 136.5 rushing yards against. Normally, when it's a double-digit line, I am going with the underdog.
Yeah.
Not here. It's the Niners. Easy.
Yeah, I think it's the Niners, Andy. But one nugget that I really want to point out here is the San Francisco 49ers point total just on their side is at 27.5 points right now. They're saying that they're not going to get 4 touchdowns. These guys are getting 4 touchdowns against this Giants defense. Over 27.5 points, my best bet of this game. It's hitting no matter what.
Give me CMC all day. He's going to score twice.
At least twice.
He's in there, right? Kittle, is he coming back?
Kittle will be there.
He's there.
Debo will be there. Ayuk will be there.
Yep.
Too many weapons. Saquon's not playing for the Giants. Their total is just at over under 16.5 points. So you can see really where the books are putting the Giants right now, and it's not very high. So give me everything Niners. We're all red on Thursday night.
We are all red, and I'm with you, Jeremy. Usually when I see a double digit like that, especially on the road, an underdog, you gotta in the NFL. But here, it's like no, stack it up. It's gonna expand.
Yeah,
get as low as you can. San Francisco is going to clean house.
They are.
All right, let's move on to a Sunday high noon kickoff.
Yeah.
Denver is heading on out to the East Coast to take on the Miami Dolphins. Miami, a 6.5 point favorite. This opened up at 5.5, and of course, after the performances of these two teams first couple of weeks, people are so high on Miami.
Yeah.
I get it. And their coach, he's a cool dude. He wears glasses and he does the, what are those called? The little smoking deal, but it's not smoking.
It's a vape.
He vapes on the sideline. That's pretty cool.
He's the coolest coach in the NFL.
He's pretty cool, you guys.
He is the coolest coach in the NFL.
Maybe that validates this almost a touchdown point spread. Jeremy, what are you seeing on this one?
I mean, you can look at the passing game on Miami and see where this game's going, right? 6.5 may not be enough.
Yeah.
No, I really don't think it is. And yeah, I think Denver's looking, into the past a little bit with Tyreek Hill coming back into town. And this is going to be double-digit win by the Miami Dolphins. I was just talking about the Cardinals in the Giants maybe being the worst team in the league, but the Denver Broncos are definitely right there as they lost to the Raiders in the Commanders at home with their brand new shiny coach about, putting all these points up on the board and all that kind of stuff. We have the defense to beat all these teams. Now we have the offensive piece. I haven't seen it. Raiders are very average, and the Commanders are under average. So, no, I have no faith in the Denver Broncos in this one. 6.5 is drooling right now because if you can get that under touchdown hook, Dolphins all day.
You're off that key number.
I love it. I love it all the way up to 7 because I believe it will be more than that. So give me the Dolphins, give me the Fins, give me Tyreek, give me Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, I'm on top of that too. And, this is another point spread. Our total, the over-under is actually moving down. It's all the way down to 48.5. A lot of folks got it at 49.5, saying this should still be good, all the way down to 47. And that's kind of interesting when you're thinking someone's going to win by over a touchdown.
Yeah, it really is, Andy. And I'm kind of leaning the other way on this. I really think this will smack the over a little bit because I think the Dolphins will get out to a little bit of a lead here, and then Denver will put some points up. I believe that Miami will put 30 points on this no matter what. So I have this going over just because I think the Broncos can muster, 17 points up against this Dolphins defense. So I just think the Dolphins are going to score way, way more.
And Russell Wilson showed flashes last week. So there could be some touchdowns to get there that we haven't seen out of him in the last couple of years. But when you've got the MVP favorite right now in Tua, quarterback from Miami, I mean, they're going to take advantage of that 21st passing defense in Denver. So
For sure. And Tyreek is not lying about this. He's trying to go for 2,000 yards. And getting a touchdown every week is his other goal. So he's going to keep doing that. And there's nobody on Denver that can even come close to Cheetah. So give me Dolphins, 6.5, easy money.
Yeah, and I saw that, Jeremy, you're referencing the new MVP odds, and I believe Tua was at about a plus 550 across the books there, kind of out in front as the overall favorite to win the MVP. And Denver might be able to sneak in that late score for you. They completed a Hail Mary last week. And still lost.
Yeah, Russ is really good at getting lucky sometimes.
Yes, he is.
It still wasn't enough for the Denver Broncos.
All righty, let's move on to a 3:25 kickoff on Fox. Oh, my Chicago Bears are heading to Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is another, this is a big line here. Minus 12.5 point favorites are the Chiefs. Jeremy, how are you measuring this one up?
Like I was saying before, anytime you've got a double-digit underdog, I'm all in, right?
Yeah.
But Chicago Bears, look what you made me do. Your defensive coordinator just quit.
Yep.
Justin Fields is blaming coaching for how he's performing.
Yep.
They look lost. The Chiefs need a get-back game. They're at home. This is it.
Yeah, I really think so too. The Chiefs are still not what they need to be in the eyes of everybody as well. So this is a good tune-up game for them as well. The other thing that I look at when I look at this game is the Bears have failed to cover 9 of their last 11 games as double-digit underdogs.
Scoring in the NFL is hard, Jared.
That is so crazy that you can be a double-digit underdog and only cover twice. That is absolutely horrible. Just like he said, with the Bears in shambles right now, there is no way that they come out with any pop in this game.
Yeah.
Kelsey is going to get right in this game, probably score at least 2 touchdowns. Mahomes is going deep to those new receivers as well. You saw Sky Moore pop off in this last game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot more of that. And I think they get the run game going a little bit more with Pacheco as well against this, I would say, struggling Bears defense.
Ooh, they are struggling. That's a word that you could use. I just find it so fascinating. And people that listen during the summer when we're doing all the projections and the futures and stuff, I've never been high on Justin Fields. I was always hopeful, but I couldn't believe when he was getting that buzz as far as being
MVP talk.
Yeah, get out of here. And I'm just thinking like he's just a carbon copy of like Mitchell Trubisky, you know, and that's what he's showing right now.
Yeah,
and
Dwayne Haskins 2.0.
And, oh, man, I was listening to some podcasts, reading some articles on him, how he's really predictable. And last week he actually had some pretty good protection, and he would still take off, wouldn't go through his progressions, and just run into the back of his offensive line. So Justin Fields needs to figure it out and maybe, take a little bit on himself here, put some on his own shoulders rather than blame coaches or make him feel bad, make him quit.
Get out of here. No, it is really bad when, you think that a guy's got a worse draw, coming into the Chicago area with not a lot of playmakers and everything. But when they put stuff around you, like DJ Moore, like Chase Claypool, bringing in the running back as well, you have to be able to own up to it and say it's on me, and especially as a pro, and he hasn't done that yet.
No, not at all. Any final thoughts, Jeremy? This was set at 40. The total right now is 47.5, and that's another one that's been moving down, which once again is just very curious when you have such an inflated point spread, but the total keeps coming down.
Yeah, this game, just with the way the Chicago Bears are setting up here, this one has under all over it.
Yeah.
It should be easy money for anybody betting the Chiefs this week.
Yeah, I think the under is the best bet here. I really do,
because I really Andy Reid's not one of those guys that pours it on either. So even though the Bears rank 32nd in the NFL in points allowed at 28 points per game, I do see this one going under as well, just because they're going to hit the help button pretty quick.
Yeah,
I think the Chiefs pack this in by halftime. You see Chad Henne or Chase Daniel or whoever is Patrick Mahomes back up at this point playing in the second half.
Well, the Chiefs will be desperate to get Kelsey off the field.
Exactly.
He's not healthy still. So.
Exactly. So,
and they've kind of made that a theme of theirs last couple of seasons. Just sit on the football after we get a couple of scores.
No doubt,
they're fine. And then they got Mahomes in their back pocket if something crazy were to happen.
Right. Yep.
So I'm on board with you guys.
I agree.
Let's take a minute to recognize one of our fabulous partners, and that is the Nebraska Brewing Company. We're enjoying one of their new IPA series releases. That is Mango Unchained. You guessed it. That's a mango IPA. Tastes pretty good, doesn't it, Jeremy?
It does. You know what? I like my mangoes unchained versus chained on the vine.
Yeah,
always better unchained.
That's how those guys do it over there at NBC Nebraska Brewing Company. World class in every glass. Don't go anywhere, folks. This is WTL. And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the line? I'm your host, Andy Klassen, joined by
Jabron.
Oh, the Parlay Pounder.
You got it. We're back.
We got you back. I'm back. Jeremy's back as well.
Jeremy's back, baby.
You're hanging in there? You're hanging in there?
Oh, yeah.
Ready to talk a little college football?
Let's do it.
We talk some NFL football, and we got to shift gears.
Shift it up.
We got to get into the NCAA.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if the NCAA is going to be around much longer for college football.
Probably not.
But we do have a banger of a lineup here this weekend, so we do have to get into it here. And let's just start with the talk of the town, the toast of the town. That is the Colorado Buffaloes, 19th ranked.
The Buffs.
The Buffs. They got a new coach or somebody. Some new guys coaching.
Prime time.
But I guess he's won a couple games.
Yeah,
but whatever.
A couple Super Bowls.
That's a 2:30 kickoff on ABC, and they're flying out to Oregon to take on the Ducks, the 10th ranked Oregon Ducks, and the Oregon Ducks are a 21-point favorite. 70.5 is your total.
Yeah,
and that has come down from 71.
The only thing I'm going to say about this game, Andy, is that a lot of things can be true at once here. Colorado can be a very, for real, very terrific team, and they can still get rocked in this game by Oregon. Bo Nix in Oregon are just that good, especially on offense. So if there is a hole in this Colorado team, we've seen it, a couple times here against Colorado State, even against Nebraska. The defense has holes in it. And Bo Nix and Oregon, they do not have holes in their offense. No. This team is going to put up 50 points by themselves. It's just, can Colorado get that much on the offensive side of the ball? I don't believe so. No. I do believe that they can backdoor cover this game under 21 points just because Oregon's going to be running out the clock on them. When they get to 50 or 45 points, it's going to be, drag out, and Sanders is going to be throwing the ball down the field trying to catch back up. So I do believe it's a backdoor cover by the Colorado Buffs, but the over at 70, I'm jumping all over it. I think it hits 70, maybe 80 points.
Usually I go through all, last year's numbers and spilling into this year's numbers.
Yeah.
That just don't even look at that with Colorado. It's an
you can't.
What, like 55 new players on that roster or something like that.
More wins this year already.
Yeah, 300% more wins this year. But Jeremy, this is a curious game because I am a big believer in Oregon, what they got going on out there, the high-flying offense. I believe you, Jared, when you're saying they could score 50, you kind of expect them to score 50.
Yes.
And I'm not a big believer in Colorado's defense.
No.
I mean, Jeffrey Sims took off on him and scored a 50-yard run when he wasn't fumbling.
He did.
Geez, what are you doing out there? So I'm real curious here. I want to see how you measure this one up.
Well, first of all, Jeff Sims is a Power 5 starting quarterback. So let's not hate on Jeff Sims. But,
nope.
Well, we can't.
But Oregon, they average 58 points a game. That's number 2 in the nation. That's incredible. And Colorado, 119th in run defense.
Yikes.
That is trash.
That's trash.
Okay. The excitement and the flash of Colorado Buffaloes isn't on the defensive side, that's for sure. Unless you're talking about Travis Hunter, who won't be available.
Who will not be playing.
Yeah.
So
that's a great point.
With that being said, I'm actually taking the under on this. I believe in that 70.5 coming down.
There you go.
I think they're going to just try to run the clock out, and they're going to get their points. They're going to beat them up. They may even cover the 21, but 70.5 is a lot of points.
70.5 is a lot of points. I bet this up to 75. I'm all about the offense. I got Oregon winning this game 51, Colorado 31. It's breaking 80. We are breaking 80.
Wow. You wouldn't be surprised if it broke 80 either.
No.
You would not be surprised. In order for that to happen, Colorado kind of has to hold their own.
Yep.
And I'm not sure that offense can do that against a defense of Oregon's caliber. I like the 21 points, and if I had to bet it, I'd probably take the over there as well. I mean, it's just Pac-12 football, right?
It's just Pac-12 football.
While it's still around, get in on it.
Yeah.
All right, should we look at another 2:30 kickoff?
Let's do it.
Over on ABC, that is the 22nd ranked UCLA Bruins, future Big Ten team, taking on the Utes. And Utah Utes are ranked 11th in the nation for good reason.
Yeah.
Watched them a couple of times, and they check all the boxes. They look good. Solid.
Yes, they are ranked where they should be, Andy. They're number, like you said, 12 in the nation. They should be 12 in the nation. A couple really good wins under their belt. The thing that I like about Utah is they don't give the ball away at all. They have one lonely interception over their win over Baylor. But that's been it. UCLA has come up with 8 takeaways so far, but it's also turned it over 6 times in 3 games. So I really like Utah here just because I believe UCLA is going to turn the ball over and probably do it frequently against this Utes defense. So give me Utah. Give me those points. Utah's winning this game.
Yeah, current point spread's at 4.5. Utah is the favorite, and it is in Utah. UCLA is going to have to go on the road. Jeremy, how do you see it?
UCLA has one advantage, and that's that Utah's beat up.
No doubt.
They've got 16 players that are injured currently.
I agree. Yep.
Their best player, their quarterback Cam Rising, hasn't even played yet this season.
Yeah, that's a
but
big
it sounds
question.
like he might be back.
Yeah,
we're going to find out, here in a couple of days.
No doubt.
But I know Utah's been keeping the injury status of all the players close to the vest. This is a big game for them.
No doubt.
That's what it's going to come down to. Who can play? Who's going to stand out for them? But I like Utah as well.
We just got done talking about Oregon and Colorado, and that total is at 71, 71.5, 70.5. This one's at 52.5. It feels like it's low, but no, that's still a pretty good total.
That's pretty high.
Yeah.
It is, Andy, and I don't really know how to go on this one just because, like you said, all the question marks on both sides of the ball here for the Utes in UCLA. So I think I'm going to sidestep this one. If I had to lean, just being the league that it is, I would lean on the over, but that's purely going on the league that they play in. So I'm going to sidestep the over-under. One other thing I want to talk about this game is that it's Utah at home. It's a huge advantage for them to be at home. UCLA is still a reloading team, and I just don't think they're going to get cranked up to do these end of game drives as they're going to need to. And I believe Utah has the experience to do that, to close out games late, to win by a touchdown. So that's a big reason that I'm going with Utah. But if I had to lean, I would lean on the over. And
I might go with the under.
There you go.
7 out of the last 10 of Utah's games have smacked that under.
Yep.
And I don't know. I like their defense. I don't know why. Who says you like a Pac-12 defense?
I don't.
Maybe in this spot.
You were the first.
Yeah.
Well, you like Oregon's defense against Colorado.
Yeah. Well, and that might be a little bit more attainable there. I don't know. Should we look at another 2:30 game?
Let's talk about the 2:30 game.
The 2:30 game. Oh my God. SEC matchup over on CBS.
Yeah.
That is the 15th ranked Ole Miss Rebels taking on the 13th ranked. What's wrong with Alabama? Alabama's ranked 13th in the nation, and they're only a 6.5-point favorite at home here. Jeremy, what's going on?
How many times can you say a game is a statement game for Alabama anymore? I mean,
every week.
This is the second one for sure we've had this season.
No doubt.
And we're seeing another change of quarterback.
Yep.
Jalen Monroe's returning to quarterback for Alabama. I don't know which way you go with that, but
that's tough.
When you look at a Nick Saban team, it's very, very limited opportunity to say, here's a team that needs to win and to keep their championship hopes alive and will have motivation to do so. First time out of the top 10 in 8 years, I could see this team wanting to take it to Ole Miss, and I actually like them. I think they're gonna.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, especially if you can get this at 6.5. I believe this is a money lock of the week.
What?
Alabama is ready to trounce on this team.
Jeez.
Ole Miss is way overhyped. I do not believe they are a very good football team in the SEC. Alabama is going to come out for blood. They need it. They need it big time. 6.5 is free money for the Crimson Tide this weekend.
They're only ranked 2 spots ahead of Ole Miss.
They are.
And I want to throw this at you. Ole Miss, they're 12-6 against the spread the last 18 games against Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Nothing.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
This is inflated at 6.5. This should be closer to 3.
It probably should be, but it doesn't matter. I think they win by 14, Andy. So take the alternate spread if you can find it.
I think there's a lot of NFL talent on both sides of the ball here.
Yep.
And Ole Miss, they know what they're in for here. They should be able to hang this. Hugh Freeze, right? He's a good coach.
He's a good coach.
He should be able to hang in there.
He should be able to.
Should be able to hang in there. They should cover that 6.5.
There is a coach on the other side of the ball.
You're thinking of Deion Sanders. He's in Colorado.
That might be the best coach of all time. Nick Saban.
A little Nicky.
He sees when a team's down. They have been the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He knows how to get back on this. He knows Ole Miss better than anybody. They are going to smoke this Ole Miss team. This is one of the gets of the week, people. I'm telling you, jump on the Crimson Tide.
Okay.
I hate to say it. I hate Alabama. I hate the Yankees. I hate the Lakers. I hate them all.
Yeah. And Alabama,
Take
Microsoft.
Alabama. 6.5 free money.
All right. Well, that total's sitting at 55.5, and it's on the move. It's moving up. Should people jump on it right now, Jeremy, before it gets to that 56.5?
Yeah, now's the time. I mean, because like Jabron was saying, it's free money.
It is.
I mean, just get on it now.
And the over has smacked for Ole Miss 5 of the last 7 games, and I do believe they could help out with that.
Exactly, and the total has gone over in 4 of Alabama's last 5 games as well. So the over is a very good play, Andy. Even if you're against me or for me,
hit the over. Hit the over. That sounds like a best bet. I think we all agree on that. We haven't agreed on much here tonight.
No, throw it on the over of that game.
I like it. I like the over. Let's take a minute to recognize one of our fabulous partners, and that is the Stock and Rod Company, an outdoor lifestyle brand for those seeking adventure. Whether it's hunting, fishing, hiking, they got you covered. Visit stockandrod.com to get your wild game on. Don't go anywhere. This is WTL.
TL.
Capitalism is the only way, Leslie. It moves our country forward. It's what makes America great. And England okay and France terrible.
TL.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the line? I'm your host, Andy Klassen, joined by
Jabron.
Oh, the Parlay Pounder.
You got it.
We are back, and we're back with Jerry Odem of The Right Way Sports Network. Did I get all the TW?
You got it all. TWSN.net.
TWSN.net. There's a lot going on there, but you'd rather be right than wrong. So
Absolutely.
You picked the right syndicate that to write for.
Absolutely.
So, Jeremy's a good friend of ours. He's a comedian in the Omaha area, but also a sports writer with the Right Way Sports Network there. Glad to have you back on.
Thank you. No, it's fantastic to be here.
Yeah, and we're about to get into some more college football here.
Yes, the college football.
This is the game everyone's talking about. I mean, the whole nation, they were like, oh, Matt Rule, where did he surface? Where's he going? Oh, he went to Nebraska. And he's about to start a winning streak here, one for the ages.
Yes, sir.
I think so. La Tech is taking on Nebraska in Lincoln. Mm-hmm. This is a 2:30 kickoff, and the Cornhuskers are a 20.5-point favorite. Jabron, we'll start with you. How are you measuring this one up?
Well, they really know how to put a line out there so it, you have to look at it
right off of 21. Then.
Yeah, they have to look at it. You know, this is obviously a tough week for the Huskers, losing Anthony.
2 running backs.
Yeah, 2 running backs, Ramir Johnson and Gabe Irvin Jr. Jeff Sims is still banged up. It's a rough week for the Huskers.
Yeah.
But that being said, this Louisiana Tech team is pretty god-awful. And, if I had to lean away, I'm leaning with the Huskers winning by 3 touchdowns for sure.
Okay. Jeremy, and last word I got, I thought people were kind of leaning towards Jeff Sims starting.
Yeah.
It seems that way, and that's the thing. We're coming off a win.
Yep.
But we're also putting the ball in the hands of 2 guys who've had a hard time holding on to it.
No doubt.
That could be the difference maker. I don't know. That's why 20 seems a little high for me. But if we can have some change there and we can have some ball protection, I mean, this is a win. This is going to be a win.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a win. The whole thing with me, Andy, is that our defense is going to clamp down on these guys. These guys have never played a defense like this.
Yeah.
We're flying around. We're really good on the defensive side of the ball. If Heinrich Harburg were at the starting quarterback, I would nail this because he did so well last week, through the air, and he even had, a lot of yards on the ground as well. So
number of rushes. He ran the ball a lot.
And he like we said, he took care of the ball, no turnovers, all that kind of stuff. So if he was at the helm, I think I would feel good about it. But even if Jeff Sims is back there, he's a highlight reel. He can get in the end zone.
Oh, yeah. He's a good player.
And the reasoning behind him getting this start would be for him to get confidence to go up against Michigan next week. So Matt Rule's got to be thinking touchdowns. So my best bet, Andy, is that over.
That over. It's sitting right now at what? 47?
Yes, sir.
You're looking at 47. It's come down from 49 where it opened.
Yeah. Easy.
You don't think it's probably going to keep dropping here is what the trend I'm looking at.
It could be, Andy, and I just think it's dropping just because there's so many unsure things with Nebraska right now. I think once the starting lineup gets announced and everything, it's going to be I think this is free money for the Huskers on the over. That's my best bet for the Huskers this week. I think they probably almost get there themselves, if not get them there by themselves. But Louisiana Tech's offense can be explosive at some points, and I think they can, get a couple scores in there. I'm looking at like a 45-14 look for the Huskers here. That over's smoking.
That used to be commonplace for the Huskers back in the day, right, where they're going to put 40, 42 on a team like La Tech.
Yep.
Now there's a hesitation to that, Jeremy. What do you feel about this over-under?
It's going to have to come down to the defense getting turnovers.
Yeah,
I mean,
no doubt.
if the defense isn't doing some of the scoring, I don't know that we get the over.
Okay.
I mean, frankly, that's where I'm at. But this is the thing. In the past, we would look at this game and say, we got to stay focused. Can't let it be a trap game because Michigan's next week.
No doubt.
Right.
This is a team that needs to focus week to week, and I think they are.
Yeah.
But there's just still so many question marks on offense. Hopefully the black shirts are still ready for the task and can hopefully cause some of those turnovers they haven't done yet.
Yeah, and I do like the new tradition there with the single numbers, given to your 9 best players, and there's so many of them on the defensive side right now, and they have lived up to that billing. This point spread opened up at 18.5, and it skyrocketed up to 20.5. Jared, you're probably right. It's probably going to keep moving up. It's probably going to get on that 21 mark there.
I do believe it is. If you're on the Huskers on the spread, today is the day to do it, just because I do think it's going to move up to 20, 21, 22 points by kickoff. So I really like the Huskers by 3 touchdowns. I'm probably drinking a little bit of the Kool-Aid, but I like it right now.
You buy that?
Right now at 20. I'd say maybe. As it climbs, I'm going La Tech covering. But.
There you go.
That's all right. That's
probably the way to do it.
Well, let's move on to a 6:30 kickoff then on NBC. Ohio State is heading on over to Notre Dame, where they are a road favorite on that key number of -3. A lot of people are looking at it saying Notre Dame's probably going to win outright. I don't think they're crazy to feel that way. You have a total of 55.5. Jeremy, let's hear from you first. What are your initial thoughts on this?
Well, the Buckeyes won this game last year, correct?
They did.
21-10. I know it was, different home base there, but
no doubt.
21-10. I love their speed. The receivers, the playmakers are just so different than what Notre Dame has. Not that Notre Dame isn't talented. But big games like this, Notre Dame generally doesn't live up to the hype, and Ohio State's built for it. I don't know. I'm buying Ohio State -3 away.
Yeah. Only thing I'm looking at here, Andy, is Sam Hartman, college. Could be the Heisman Trophy winner for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
If he wants to be in that conversation, this is his Heisman moment, is to have Ohio State come at home. He won't get a better shot ever to raise his stock to a first-round draft pick, Heisman Trophy winner. Yep. He will not get a better shot than right now. I do like Notre Dame to cover. I do believe Ohio State wins this in a field goal at the end of the game. I'm not picking Notre Dame to win this outright. I do believe they cover with that vig of plus 3.5.
Yeah, and we talked about Hartman in week 0.
Yeah,
and how he already has over 1,300 passing yards for his career. A 4-year starter coming on over. Now he's just going to get that extra graduate year at Notre Dame. It's unbelievable that they're able to just pluck a guy like that and plug him in, and it's working really well.
It is.
And this is their spot. I mean, it's not out of the realm here. Only a 3-point favorite. That total is sitting at 55.5, and it's on the move. It is moving up. Jeremy, do you think it's going to catch that?
Oh, no.
No.
We're going the under.
I'm on the under as
well. You guys
well.
both like the under?
Yeah.
You just talked about the high-flying offense for Ohio State and the quarterback for Notre Dame.
No doubt. But, a high-flying offense or whatever against Ohio State, that's scoring 24 to 28 points. Right. I have this game going 27-24, Ohio State winning by 3 points. So I do believe there is going to be some scoring, but not enough to hit that number. So I really like the under, but yes, the under is the way to go.
The under is the way to go.
I'm all Buckeyes here. I think they're going to cover. They are 4-1 against the spread the last 5 games against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Last year was a pretty good sample of that. I know it's on the road, but until I see Notre Dame win this type of a game.
Yeah.
I gotta go with even the road favorite here. Even though they're a road team, I gotta go with the Buckeyes.
The crazy thing about this game, Andy, and I know that we're kind of going back and forth on it, but this team is so highly ranked, and they're at home and 3.5 dog. I think it might be one of the better plays of the week to take Notre Dame here.
Notre Dame?
I just don't believe Ohio State is as high-flying as they used to be. I do believe that they are going to win this game. I just don't think they are Ohio State of old that can come in here and smack this team. I really think it's going to be a close game. It could go either way at the end. I do believe Ohio State has the, prowess to win at the end of the game, but I do believe this is going to be a really, really close game, and Notre Dame might squeak it out at the end, but I do believe Ohio State wins with a field goal late.
Okay, so this line's been moving all over the place. You just mentioned the hook there, and that's a big thing to think of because I'm looking at a square 3 number right now. This opened up at 7.5.
Yeah, for sure.
And now it's all the way down. I'm looking at 3. You mentioned 3.5. That really changes. That changes my train of thought. If I'm looking at the Buckeyes to cover, I don't like 3.5. That get me down to 3, right? Right. So that might give me some pause there.
Yeah.
So once again, shop it around. Try and find that best line, your best value there.
Yeah. No. If you're on Ohio State, get it at 3. If you're on Notre Dame, find it at 3.5. That's just the way you got to do it. So either way you're leaning here, multiple books will have multiple lines out as of now. Probably when it gets closer to game time, everybody's going to lock on the same number. So definitely shop it around. Either way you're on, but
All right, let's talk about a couple of Big Ten teams here on CBS at 6:30 kickoff. That is Iowa, the Hawkeyes. Man, their offense, they are just cranking out points left and right. They scored 41 last week, if you didn't know that. They're heading on over to take on Penn State over at Beaver Stadium. Oh, man, the Nittany Lions.
Yeah.
Over a 2-touchdown favorite. 14.5 is what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
I
took Illinois to cover against Penn State last week. Immediately regretted it, and I'm never going to do it again. I'm never going to do it again. They are going to stomp Iowa. Yes. Iowa is not going to be able to score because they can't score unless they do stuff like they did last week. A lot of controversy over, trying to up his point percentage so it looks good for his son at the end of the year, all this kind of stuff. No, Iowa is going to get totally shellacked here. They're going to get shown what they really are, a good defensive team that can't score points. I believe Penn State wins this 24-7.
I mean, it sounds to me like you're listening to, not only recent history, but maybe the last 10 years where Penn State is 9-0-1 against the spread against Iowa.
Yeah.
So I think I might be picking up what you're putting down there. Jeremy, how do you feel about this one?
Penn State's got championship on their minds.
No doubt about it.
They are definitely a team you don't want to mess with. 15, I mean, that seems low.
Seems low to me. It should be 17 is when I look at it. Should be 17. Everybody pauses because Iowa is ranked right now at 25.
Yep.
It's kind of a pity ranking at this point,
Yeah.
just because they don't have a lot of Big Ten schools in there that can, hold up that mantle for us. So I believe that's a fake ranking for the Iowa Hawkeyes. I think they're more of a Nebraska team than they are a Penn State team. So I really believe that Penn State really puts them on and might be more than what I even said. So it might be up towards 40 points.
Hey, Penn State was a trendy pick during the offseason to win the Big Ten. I still think they can get there. They still think they can get there, and putting it on Iowa is obviously going to help them get to that point.
Well, they look the part.
They do look the part.
All right, let's take a minute to recognize one of our fabulous partners, and that is the Nebraska Brewing Company. Jabron, you're drinking a cold beer over there?
Cold beer cream ale, which is very, very delicious.
It's their name, cold beer. So
cold beer.
You always got to have it on ice. Got to be cool. It's a delicious cream ale. Nebraska Brewing Company, world class in every glass. Don't go anywhere. This is WTL. And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Class, and joined by
Jabron.
the Parlay Pounder.
You got it.
Now, you're going to have a parlay play for us here, aren't you?
I have a parlay play for this NFL week.
There we go. I'm licking my chops already. And we're also joined by Jeremy Odem. Jeremy of the Right Way Sports Network. Glad you're still hanging in there with us.
Absolutely. Making some money taking these picks.
Making some money. That's what we're here to do.
We're all over the place. We're talking NFL. We're talking college.
Yeah.
Now we got to get back into the prime time games on the NFL. So let's start with that Sunday night game. Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers are once again an underdog as they head out to Las Vegas. 2.5 points right off that key number of 3. Total of 43. That over-under is slightly moving up. Then it started about 43. I think it started what 42? Let me look it up here. Yep, started at 42, and now it's all the way up to 43.
Yeah, Andy, and this is a tough one. This is probably the toughest one on this slate that we have here, just because I don't truly believe in the Raiders, but the way that the Steelers played the other night, I just do not like their team either. Their defense. If their defense
is good,
if the defense didn't do that against this terrible Browns offense, they wouldn't have won that game. Kenny Pickett looks like one of the worst quarterbacks in all of football. I don't like bringing him down or whatever, but it looks bad. It looks like an experiment that's about to end, kind of just like Justin Fields as well. We were talking about earlier, just one of these new coming guys that might. It's about time to maybe start looking at Mitchell Trubisky as the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that he gives them a much better chance to win games.
Is it his tiny hands, Jeremy? Is that what's Pickett? Is that just he just can't lose that?
Yeah.
If the glove doesn't fit.
And it's just a little too big for the guy, I guess, here. Where are you at with this one? Do you like Las Vegas at home here?
I do. I feel bad for NBC.
Yeah.
What's Collinsworth and Tirico going to talk about? I mean, this Steelers have been so bad offensively. Trubisky, he's good for at least 6 points.
No doubt.
Average-wise for the offense. They got to make a move. But I'm all over the Raiders here. I think if you can get them at -2.5, that's easy money.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're looking at money line to -150 where it's at right now, that's a very good parlay piece if that's what you're into. I just do not believe in the Steelers team, and I do believe that the Raiders have enough playmakers and Jimmy G to keep them under control. Obviously, they ran into a Bills team that was trying to get right. The Bills team was kind of riding high this past week, trying to get right. One of the best teams in the NFL, obviously, and they showed it. The Raiders are a much better team than they did against the Bills. I think they get this one at home. I don't know if they get the 3. I think they win by 3. money line is my best bet on this game.
Well, I'm glad you bring up Garoppolo, the opposing quarterback for Las Vegas, because all he does is win games.
Yeah.
And it's not always pretty. Like, we've just seen that for how many years at San Francisco, and they just couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
Like, another 12-win season. No, we got to ship this guy out.
Yeah.
Las Vegas will take that, and they'll run with it. And beating the Steelers at home, I think I would take that, too. I like Jimmy G. How about this total at 43, Jeremy?
I'm taking the under.
Yeah.
It's just not. I mean, the Steelers aren't going to cover a third of that.
Yeah,
half.
no.
I mean, what are they going to contribute? So I think
agree.
the under is the play.
And the way that the Raiders are going to win the game is by running the football, dragging this game out. And the Steelers if the Steelers have any success at all, it's going to be through the ground game and then play action pass. So I believe that this game goes pretty fast. Ground game is going to be, going for both teams. So I believe the under is the way to go on this as well.
And the under has smacked the last 4 out of 5 times these two teams have squared up with each other.
Yeah.
So I think that under is a pretty good bet. How about we move on to the Monday night game? One of 2 Monday night games again here.
Yeah.
Over on ABC, 6:15 kickoff. Philadelphia is a 5-point favorite heading out to Tampa Bay. And, hey, Tampa Bay won last week.
2-0.
People don't believe in the Buccaneers, though. And
They don't believe in the Baker.
Yeah, the Baker Mayfield. Remember that guy? He planted the flag at Ohio State. He won that game and went to Cleveland and
Carolina.
lived in the stadium or something. I don't know. But anyway, he's 2-0 for Tampa Bay right now.
Yeah.
Jeremy, where are you at with this one?
Tampa Bay is going to be one of those teams that competes in the division, but when they get up against a contender like Philadelphia,
maybe the best roster in the NFL.
Right. I don't know. This might be a game where we talk about get-right games. How about Jalen Hurts needs one?
Yes.
This might be the one for him, and then see what Baker can put up against him, and we can look at the over-under. But this is going to be Philly.
Yeah, I just think this is a pretty generous line that they gave Buccaneers right now. I think they are overhyping the Buccaneers. I do believe the NFC South is a very weak division. Obviously, they got 3 teams that are 2-0 right now, which is not. Yeah. 2 of them played my Panthers, but no, everything he just said. It'll be a good test for the Eagles to see where they measure up. But I believe anything under a touchdown is gold here for the Eagles.
It should be the Eagles.
I really think the Eagles roll here. One thing I kind of want to look at, Andy, that's popping out to me is Jalen Hurts to win the MVP is at plus 850 right now. And that's a little lower than it was. So I like, we talked about, other players winning the MVP.
Tua.
Tua.
Plus 550.
I believe that Jalen Hurts it's ready for him to be crowned.
This would be the time.
Yeah,
This would be the time to get in on that future.
I like the plus 850 right now for him to win MVP.
All right. Well, that total has moved down to 46, and the way I'm hearing it, you guys leaning towards the under here?
I don't know. I'm going the other way.
You guys,
I'm
you guys
going
going
all
over?
over the over.
You just think Philadelphia's going to stack them up here?
Yeah, and I'm not saying that Baker can't score because Baker's going to be able to score. He's got weapons on offense, and we've seen it time and time again. Mike Evans went off last week. Chris Godwin going to go off. So I really like the Buccaneers' offense. I just know that the Eagles are going to be able to pound the rock against them and score points. So. No, I like the over here, but I do like Eagles win by touchdown for sure as well.
All right. 4 out of the last 5 times, Philadelphia has smacked the under here. So, and I like the unders. I don't mind. I don't mind the sweat.
There you go.
Give me the under.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk the nightcap of all nightcaps here.
Yeah.
The late Monday night game. That's a 7:15 kickoff on ESPN. The L.A. Rams. Still doesn't quite sound right, even though they've already won a Super Bowl.
No.
Taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are a 2.5-point favorite, even though they're the team without a win right now. Jeremy, you just came out with your bottom 5 on Tuesday. Cincinnati made an appearance. So, I mean, if I'm just going off your rankings, you feel like the Rams should cover this one.
Yeah, the Bengals are the 5th worst team in the NFL going into week 3.
Oh, boy.
That's a bold statement, but I stand by it. They haven't looked like the Super Bowl contender. They haven't looked like the AFC North contender that they're supposed to be. Yeah. And honestly, we may be going into Monday night saying this is Jake Browning's team at quarterback. That's where I'm at with the Rams or with the Bengals right now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. On the other side of the ball, Andy, expectations were relatively low for the Rams coming into this season.
Sure.
Despite winning the Super Bowl just 18 months earlier, like you said. they had a surprisingly good win against the Seahawks that nobody saw coming in week 1.
Right.
And, more or less they were outmatched by the 49ers, but still played them to 7 points with a late field goal that didn't matter. But that, kind of capped some people in Vegas and stuff like that. But I think if you do recall a little bit from the Bengals last season, they did start 0-2. Yeah. I know it's not the same team. I know it's not the same personnel, all that kind of stuff. But I think if there is a get-right game, we've said it time and time again this week, the Bengals are going to hop all over this. I believe that they are motivated enough. They got the better players. These offensive – Jamar Chase was supposed to be all God, all fantasy, everything this year, and he really hasn't been able to do anything for this team yet. I know that it's a lot of defensive coverages doing that for him, but somehow they need to break through. I believe this is the way to do it. I got the Bengals. I think 2.5 is easy money.
Well, is that the difference maker for you there? You got the hook at 2.5. If it moves up to 3, are you feeling more like the home team?
No, I think they win this by a touchdown for sure. So I take this all the way up to 5 if it gets there.
All right. Well, the total has moved up to 43.5, and all indications are it's going to keep creeping up. Jeremy, do you believe in Cincinnati's offense enough to at least get the over?
If they can scheme to their playmakers. I mean, Jamar Chase, you look at other teams and they'll make, they'll make strategy for their key players to get the ball in their hands. That hasn't happened in Cincinnati. And folks in Cincinnati have started to look at the coaching and kind of what they're strategizing there. If Joe Burrow's on the field, though, they got a chance.
Yeah.
But I don't believe he's going to be on the field. So I like the Rams here, whatever that plus comes out at.
There you go.
Wherever that plus is at, let them have it. Now, real quick, before we get into your parlay play, Jabron, you've been wearing your L.A.
The Bolts.
The Bolts. Bolt. Hashtag Bolt Up.
Bolt Up.
Everyone watching on the YouTube channel there. Jeremy, you're a big Chargers fan. Wanted to talk on it. It's a 12 o'clock game against the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings off to a terrible start here. 0-2 versus 0-2. Somebody's going to end up 0-3. Minnesota's hold on to a 1-point favorite, basically a flip them. How do you feel?
You know what I love about this, though? You say somebody's got to come out of it with the win, right?
Yeah.
With the Chargers, we might tie. Like, that could be
a tie.
We come up with different ways to lose or not win. That may happen.
Yeah,
but
it could.
Wow, give me the line on that.
This is the game on the road. The Chargers tend to play better on the road.
They do.
Surprisingly.
Well, they're not the home team in their home stadium.
Correct. So I love when the Chargers are on the road. I'm more confident in them. The Vikings seem to be in the same situation where they're just not handling the ball well or putting themselves in position to win.
Yep.
I like us against that defense. Our offense can score. I mean, we're averaging over 50. We score over 50 points in the 2 games.
Yep.
I like the Chargers here. I love the line on it, and I think this is the time we get the win. If not, there may be. That hot seat
might be a while.
For Staley might be burning.
Might have to bring Anthony Lynn back.
They are calling for him. I saw your guy over there at the Right Way was saying he was kind of putting him on blast a little bit there.
Oh yeah, Emily's right. It's coaching.
It is. They get into situations where it should be, grinded out, all that kind of stuff, and they just lose these games, kind of like the Vikings. So it will be a fun matchup this week no matter what, but I'm on the Bolts as well.
All right. Well, okay, Jabron, you've kept us all waiting. The Parlay Pound.
Yeah.
What's your parlay play?
Well, I got 3 plays in the NFL. One that we did not talk about, which I believe is my probably mortal lock of the week, is the New England Patriots at the New York Jets. I got the Patriots by 2.5. The Jets season is over. It's over. You give Belichick a week to plan for Zach Wilson. They're winning this by a touchdown, maybe more. Get that 2.5 for the Patriots right now. We talked about the Dolphins over the Broncos minus 6.5. I think that's a lock. And then the Philadelphia Eagles rounding out this 3-teamer at a minus 4.5. Putting $25 on this to win 142.
142. I like that. Only a $25 bet. Only 3 teams.
Only 3 teams.
And you said all these things should happen.
I think it's going to happen.
I got to believe you.
Yeah.
Jeremy, what do you think of that part?
I love that Patriots pick.
That Patriots pick is...
that's easy money.
That's money.
There we go.
Bill Belichick.
The first check of the box is easy money, folks. You got to get on and tail the parlay.
Let's do it.
Well, that'll about do it for us this week, folks. We got to thank Jeremy Odem for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. November 30th, Funny Bone Omaha, and also Laugh With Me podcast, please.
Yes, sir.
And that also has a Twitter handle. What is it?
It's at Laugh With Me Pod.
Give him a follow.
Yep.
Give him a tail there. Good stuff. Funny man here. We try to hang in there with you. that first joke of mine just fell so flat.
It was good.
I loved it. It was like I was
so
on
good.
stage. Yeah, that was great. That's why Jeremy's the pro.
Yep.
We're just the schmucks
idiots.
over here. So be sure to follow us, everybody, on ESPN Tri-City Radio, their Facebook page. We also put some short videos out there on Twitter. We also interact on our YouTube channel. We also have some polls, short videos, and then Jabron, you got some TikTok videos going on too, don't you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Daily picks on TikTok. Just follow us at WTL Sports Betting.
There we go. For Jabron, the Parlay Pounder, I'm Andy Klassen. Thank you for listening. This has been WTL.